So you're thinking of moving to Kansas City and the surrounding areas like Gardner, Kansas, but you want to know the pros and the cons, the good and the bad before moving to Gardner. Well, in this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about, because Gardner actually is one of the top cities to live in the Kansas City area. According to the Business Journal as well as the Kansas City Star, Gardner is one of the fastest growing cities in Kansas City metro, with 4.89% population growth in the year that just ended, July 1st, 2023. Gardner is the 62nd fastest growing city in the nation. And with such a high growth rate, there's definitely lots of pros and why people are moving here. But you also want to stick around until the very end, because there are some cons that you need to be aware of as well. Today, we're going to share the pros and the cons of Gardner so that you're aware of them before making that decision to move to Gardner, Kansas. And we're going to get after it right now. So if this is your first time on our channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Kansas City and the surrounding areas like Gardner, Kansas, then make sure that you subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the very first to know about the current market here in Gardner, Kansas. Hello, my name is Jimmy Izell. My wife Nikki and I are part of the Living in Kansas City team. And every single day we get phone calls, text messages, and emails from people just like you and you and you. And so whether you're looking to move in 7 days or 7 months, feel free to reach out to us, as all of our contact information is in the description box below. We'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Gardner, Kansas. And with that, everybody, let's get started. Welcome to Gardner Junction, a historic spot right here in Gardner, Kansas. This site actually marks where the Oregon, California, and Santa Fe trails all split, making a pivotal point for the westward expansion during the 1800s. Imagine this, thousands of pioneers stopped here, taking a moment to decide which trail would lead them to their future. This spot is more than just a crossroads. It's actually a place where history was made, where dreams began, and where brave souls embarked on journeys into the unknown. Gardner itself was founded in 1857, just before the Civil War, and it played a key role as a resting point for settlers moving west. The town grew along the railroad in the late 1800s and has transformed its humbling beginnings as a trail town into one of the fastest growing cities here in the Kansas City metro area today. Standing here at Gardner Junction is an easy way to feel connected to the past, but the future of the city is just as exciting. With so much growth and development happening in Gardner, it's becoming a hotspot for families, professionals, and really anyone looking to settle in the community with both history and opportunity. And so if you're thinking about making a move to Gardner, or just want to learn more about what makes this town so special, be sure to share this video with others who might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on everything that Gardner has to offer, as well as all the other suburbs. Now that we've explored some of Gardner's rich history, let's dive into what it's like to live here today. Stick around as I walk through the pros and cons of moving to Gardner, Kansas.
All right, let's dive into the cons first. Our first con is the limited entertainment and the nightlife option actually out in Gardner, Kansas. Let's start with one of the biggest drawbacks for those who actually enjoy a bustling social scene. Gardner's limited entertainment and nightlife options. See, while Gardner offers a peaceful, close-knit community, it doesn't have much in the way of nightlife. If you're someone who loves going out to bars, catching live music, or hitting up trendy restaurants on the weekends, well, Gardner might feel a bit quiet for your taste. There are, a handful of local restaurants, a couple of bars, and small family-owned businesses. But once the sun goes down, the options for late-night outings or entertainment are really pretty sparse. The town doesn't have any movie theaters, big shopping malls, or nightclubs. So if you're looking for more variety in your entertainment choices, you're likely going to have to drive nearby cities like Olathe, Overland Park, or even Kansas City. These areas have a wider range of dining, shopping, and nightlife options, but they're at least a 15, 30-minute drive away, so you have to think about that. And for young professionals, singles, or even couples who enjoy a vibrant social life, the lack of entertainment in Gardner could be a deal breaker. If you don't mind driving to get your social fix or prefer staying in, then it might not be that big of an issue. But for those of you that thrive in lively entertainment, Gardner's quiet evenings might be a downside. So that would be our first con. Our second con is the fewer job opportunities that are there local in Gardner. Now, while Gardner is growing, the local job market is still relatively small compared to nearby cities. The town has even seen development in industries like logistics and retail, thanks in part to the proximity to the major highways and Kansas City. But if you're looking for jobs specializing in fields like healthcare, tech, or finance, you may find limited opportunities within Gardner itself. Many of Gardner's residents end up commuting to nearby cities like Olathe, Overland Park, or of course Kansas City for work. The commute can range anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes depending on traffic, and which for some may not be a big deal, but for others it could be a deterrent. So if you're used to working closer to home or prefer a short commute, living in Gardner could mean spending more time on the road, so you need to plan for it. And additionally, if you're looking to work remotely or freelance, Gardner might not offer the same level of infrastructure or co-working spaces that larger cities can provide. So while the town is attracting more businesses and is on the growth trajectory, it's still catching up to the job opportunities available in larger, more established urban areas. This may not matter if you're already employed in Kansas City or transferring from another area, but if you're someone hoping to work locally, the job options might feel limiting. So just be aware of that. That definitely could be a con for some people. Now, our third con is the rapid growth and potential overcrowding. Gardner has been growing rapidly over the past few years, which is great for the local economy, but it can also be a double-edged sword. As more people discover the charm and the affordability of Gardner, the town's population is increasing, and with that comes the challenges of managing rapid growth. And if you move to Gardner for its quiet, small town feel, you might find that it's starting to lose some of that as more and more people relocate here. The local infrastructure like schools, roads, and public services may start to feel strained as the town continues to grow. There's always a risk that Gardner could become overcrowded, especially as more residential developments are springing up to meet that demand. Now, I've seen it happen in other towns. People move in because they love the small town vibe, only to find out a few years later that the town has grown so much that the traffic increases, schools get crowded, and the very thing they loved about the place starts to fade away. So be aware of that, because the growth is exciting and it brings opportunities. But if you're looking for a more stable, slow-paced environment, you'll want to keep an eye on how this expansion impacts Gardner in the long run. The town is trying to manage this growth wisely, but rapid development can sometimes lead to growing pains. And so, once again, be aware of it. It could definitely be a con for people that are looking to move to Gardner. Our next con is going to be the limited public transportation options. One of the more practical challenges of living in Gardner is the lack of public transportation. If you're someone who relies on public transit or prefers not to drive everywhere, then this could be a significant downside to Gardner. Gardner doesn't have a robust public transportation system, meaning owning a car is practically essential for getting around, running errands, whether you need to commute to work, take the kids to school. You'll just need to consider this because you're likely going to need to drive for almost everything. This can be a bit of adjustment if you're coming from a larger city with buses, trams, or ride-sharing services, at every corner. Here, the nearest public transit options are typically found in Kansas City or its closer suburbs. For some people, the independence that comes with driving everywhere, is no big deal. But for others, especially for those who are used to city living or prefer reducing their carbon footprint, this could feel like a limitation. So if you're environmentally conscious or prefer the convenience of public transport, Gardner's lack of options in this area might be something to consider because, before you move there, you want to make sure you understand that. Let me know in the comments of those cons, which one would upset you the most and why. I'm curious to know, and so share that with me. Let's take a quick break. I want to take a quick break here and go down to downtown Gardner and show you one of the local hotspots, and then we'll come back. All right, so we've talked about a few cons of living in Gardner, but let's not forget, every town has its ups and downs. And one of the Gardner's biggest ups is really the sense of community. And there's no better place to feel that than right here at the Groundhouse Coffee. This spot is a local favorite, and you can see why. From the warm atmosphere to the fresh pastries and delicious coffee, the Groundhouse really does capture that small town charm while serving as a gathering place for really friends, families, and professionals alike. And so whether you're catching up with friends over a latte or getting some work done with a pastry by your side, Groundhouse Coffee is just one of those places that makes Gardner feel like home. And speaking of what makes Gardner feel like home, now it's time to dive into the pros of living here. Trust me, there are plenty of reasons people are choosing Gardner as their new home base.
And I can't really, can't wait to share those with you. But let's get into it. Let's talk about all the amazing things that Gardner has to offer and get after.
All right, let's talk about some pros. The first one is the small town charm with big city access. I mean, picture this. It's a Saturday morning and you're strolling down Gardner's quiet main street. The birds are chirping and there's a slight breeze in the air. And you stop by a local cafe like the Groundhouse coffee, where the barista greets you by name and asks you if you want your usual. And people wave at you as they pass by. And it feels like a scene straight out of like a Hallmark movie. I mean, this is what life in Gardner is really like. It's cozy, it's peaceful, and full of that small town charm where everyone knows each other. I mean, as of this video, there are over about 25,000 people who actually live in Gardner with over 9,100 households. Now, imagine that same day, you hop in the car for a quick 30-minute drive to Kansas City. Maybe you're catching a Chiefs game or going shopping at the Legends outlets or heading downtown for dinner at, a 5-star restaurant. That's the beauty of Gardner. You can have all the perks of small town living while still being just a stone's throw away from everything a big city has to offer. I mean, you get the best of both worlds. Peace and quiet when you want it, and excitement and entertainment when you need it. It's like having two lives in one place. And so this is a huge pro for everybody, is that you can experience, the small town charm and the big city life. So that is definitely a huge pro. Now, pro number 2 is the affordable living without sacrificing quality. Let me tell you about a couple I recently helped move to Gardner. They had been living in one of the, Kansas City's suburbs for years, but with rising housing costs, they felt stuck. That was until they discovered Gardner. They found a beautiful 3-bedroom home, had a yard big enough for them and their kids and their dog to play in, all for a fraction of what they would have paid inside of Overland Park or even Olathe. The median age in Gardner is 33 years, with about 67% of the population being homeowners and the median home value being around $243,000. Now, Gardner's cost of living is not only below the national average, but also lower than many neighboring cities. This means that you can get more house for your money without sacrificing on all the quality. Now, imagine having more space to raise your family, host barbecues, or even start the garden that you've always dreamed of. And because the town is growing, you're investing in a place that will, really only increase in value over time. It's like finding a hidden gem in a place where you can enjoy the finer things in life without breaking the bank. This is definitely going to be another pro for most people. Now, pro number 3 is the strong sense of community and safety. One of the things that truly stands out about Gardner is this incredible sense of community. It's kind of a place where neighbors look out for one another, where families spend the weekends together, at the local parks, and the community spirit is always present. Whether it's like a sunny afternoon at Gardner Lake Park, where families gather for picnics, by the water, or kids are splashing around at the Gardner Aquatic Center, there's always a sense of togetherness here. The Aquatic Center is a hot spot during the summer months, with kids enjoying the water slides and the parents relaxing by the pool. It's a perfect place to meet up with your neighbors and, make new friends while soaking up that community vibe. Gardner Lake Park, on the other hand, offers a serene views and peaceful moments for those who enjoy the outdoors, fishing, boating, or just watching the sunset over the lake. And with that strong sense of community comes a real feeling of safety. Gardner's crime rates are lower than the national average, which means you can feel comfortable letting your kids ride their bikes around the neighborhood or taking a peaceful evening walk. So whether you're heading out of town for a weekend getaway or simply enjoying a quiet night at home, Gardner gives you that peace of mind that's hard to find in many of the places today. It is one of those things that makes you feel, safe and at peace in living in Gardner, Kansas. Pro number 4 is the excellent schools and the family-friendly environment. Gardner is truly a place where families flourish, and one of the biggest reasons is the exceptional quality of its schools. The Gardner Edgerton School District is not only highly rated, but also widely recognized for its commitment to academic excellence and student development. The district has received awards for its innovative programs and commitment to ensuring students are, prepared for both college and career paths. So let's talk about the numbers. The student-to-teacher ratio in Gardner Edgerton schools is around 17-1, which is lower than the national average. This means that students get more personalized attention and teachers can focus on the individual needs of each student, helping them to reach their full potential. This district has also been praised for its wide variety of extracurricular activities, from sports programs to fine arts and the STEM initiatives, ensuring that there's something for every student to get involved in. In fact, several schools in the district have received the prestigious Kansas Challenge Award for academic growth and achievement, further proving that their dedication to excellence at Gardner Edgerton High School in particular has been recognized for its college prep programs, and their students consistently score higher than state and national averages on standardized tests. But it's not just about academics. Gardner provides the whole package when it comes to a family-friendly environment. I mean, picture this. It's a Saturday morning and you're taking your kids to Wynwood Park for a family picnic. The sun is shining, the playground is filled with laughter, and the air smells like fresh cut grass. Later in the day, you head over to the Gardner Aquatic Center, where your kids spend hours going down water slides and splashing in the pool. I mean, these are the kinds of experiences that make Gardner special, where families come together, kids grow up happy and healthy, and parents feel confident knowing that they're providing the best for their children. Gardner also offers countless family-friendly activities, from the annual Junction County Fair to community events hosted throughout the year. And so with plenty of parks, safe neighborhoods, and a welcoming community, it's no wonder Gardner continues to be one of the top places for families to call home. Now, pro number 5 is a growing economy with job opportunities. Now, let's dive into the exciting economic growth happening in Gardner. Over the past several years, Gardner has seen tremendous development, making it one of the fastest growing cities in the entire Kansas City metro area. In fact, Gardner's population growth reached nearly 5% last year alone, and the city is continuing to expand with new businesses, job opportunities, and housing developments. One of the driving forces behind this growth is Gardner's strategic location. The city sits at the crossroads of major highways, making it a prime spot for logistics, manufacturing, and retail. Top employers in the area, including Amazon with its massive fulfillment center nearby, and BNSF Railway, which operates the logistics park Kansas City, just outside of the town. These companies offer solid job opportunities in logistics, operations, and transportation, attracting both local talent and newcomers looking for stable employment. That doesn't stop there. Gardner is also seeing an increase in small businesses and retail development. New restaurants, shops, and services continue to open, giving residents more amenities while boosting the local economy. With unemployment rates in Gardner lower than the national average, it's clear that the city is not just growing in size, but in opportunity as well. So what does this mean for you? Moving to Gardner means stepping into a city with a thriving economy that's only getting stronger. So whether you're seeking job opportunities in logistics, retail, education, or even tech, thanks to the nearby growth in Kansas City, you'll find plenty of career paths available. You can feel confident knowing that you're moving into a community with a bright future where businesses are thriving and the opportunities are continuously expanding. Gardner isn't just a place to settle, it's a place to grow, build your career, and invest in a future for you and your family. So there you have it, the pros and the cons of living in Gardner, Kansas. From the excellent schools and family-friendly atmosphere to the booming job opportunities, the charming small-town vibe, it's easy to see why so many people are choosing to call Gardner home. Of course, every place has its trade-offs, but the growth and the potential here are undeniable. Can you picture yourself enjoying a sunny weekend at Gardner Lake, or grabbing a coffee at Groundhouse Coffee while the kids run around at the aquatic center? I mean, it's a place where a community thrives, where you can build a future both professionally and personally, and where life just feels a little bit simpler. So whether you're relocating or looking for your forever home, Gardner could be the perfect spot for you. If you want to learn more about life in Gardner or other areas around Kansas City, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of content coming your way that will help you make the best decision for you and your family in your next move. And if you have any questions or are ready to take that next step, whether it's in 7 days or 7 months, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can call us, text us, email us, or even schedule a one-on-one Zoom with us. All of our contact information is in the description box below. And just remember this, our wish for you is that your buying or selling process is seamless so that you can focus on creating more memories for yourself and your family, and that you love living in Kansas City and the suburbs like Gardner as much as we do. Thanks for watching, and until then, we hope to see you around town.